I used to be a rapper. I'm a dope artist. Craig never told you about my rapping, bro.
You told me.
Me and Game. I think I'll murder you. What you think? Huh?
It's us one of us. We live. It's us one of us.
Huh?
It's us
Okay.
one of us.
Want to know why they call me captain? I'm leading the line. I'm killing these flows. So all of my soldiers, what's happening? I'm on a mission to murder these O's, and I came prepared. Rap God, I claim that. Any nigga who disagree, let me see y'all change that. I came through and I changed rap. I made y'all turn on the lights. I showed y'all the bigger picture. Now O's became rappers overnight. O's think they can hold a mic, trying to bring my gully down. No way. I won't leave no space for these gully clowns. How many rappers are rapping today using their real lingos? Not as much. Better tulam sin though. Better check the memo. I'm doing this since 02. I've been around the world and back, got passports I can show you. I'm looking out the window. All I see is soldiers. That's why they call me captain. Got brain funk on my shoulders. Like Rose, I told ya, these niggas can't hold me back. Young, black, and I'm handsome. Real talk on every track. Yes, sir.
Wow,
It's your boy.
Right now, somewhere Puff Daddy's jerking off to you.
Let me swallow.
Who's that?
Tadil said Ash was always good with Phoenix words or his things.
I need to see who this Tadil is before I
She
can
is
give a
writing on you. Hi, Michelle.
fuck. Can you see if it's recording there, please?
I can see the flash, so I know it's recording. We're 7 minutes in.
100%. Okay. Welcome back for the second time, ladies and gentlemen, to the Everyday Chins. It's your boy, Captain. It's your girl, Melissa Savage, the bull in the back. We got special guests, Craig, joining us, and he's brought another special guest, Leroy. I'm joking. Leroy has always been here. He's brought another special guest, Robby Collins, from Durban, from the hill, apparently, from Durban, onto the show.
It's so flat. Sorry. It's very flat. Like.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got Robby on the show today. Thank you for being on the show,
Aware.
brother. Really appreciate it. I've been trying to get, I don't know if you know this, but I've been trying to get Craig to get you since when? Last year sometime, right? And he only told you now. I know it's not you, it's him.
Thank you, Melissa,
We got
for reminding me around.
Thank you, Melissa, for reminding me he's around. But yeah, thank you, Craig, for finally bringing Robby on the show. We've been chilling, we've been catching up, we've been talking a lot of things. And one of the things I wanted to get on live on air here, this show has a lot of female viewership, right? What is your grief with colored people or colored
this
women
is such a...
putting powder on their necks? What is your grief? And colored women, why do we stop that now in 2024? What happened? What was the reason?
The internet happened.
The internet happened.
I think no, not a grief, because that sounds like I don't like colored women. My thing was that we put so much value in the powder. The powder had a lot of control over our colored women for years. It brought them down. And it's wild because even as us as guys, we started looking for the ones with powder.
If you don't have enough powder,
Yeah, like it became, I don't know if it was a financial thing. It wasn't a financial thing, but it became a powerful thing to have a lot of powder on your chest. And it's a strictly Durban colored woman thing.
Yeah. When you went anywhere else in South Africa, you
No.
haven't seen that.
I tried to do a joke in Joburg once, and I was teasing the powder thing, and then the audience was like, "What are you talking about?" Then I realized I'm from Durban. But it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But Durban colored people are also just different from the others. Completely.
So for those who don't know, like a little bit of the background, I always like to start there, right? I was telling them that I first met you in 2007 at your cousin, I don't know if what's your granny or in Jonas Road Flats, right?
It's my auntie.
Your auntie's place. So
Yes.
I was having a matric ball and I was going to my matric ball with one of your cousins, right?
Yes.
So I was with her and then you were there to usher her off and everything. Such a nice family moment. But when she came to my house, there was none of that, you know, it was like, yeah, that's when I first met you. And second time I met you was when we were at Craig's house having a braai with some of the friends. But where is it that you're actually originally from?
Sure. So from Durban. born in Newlands East, grew up in Sydenham, Overport, sometimes spent in Wentworth, but most of my family is from Wentworth. And then went to Overport, and now my mother stays in Musgrave. And
So
then
you went to Fairvale as well.
I went to Fairvale. I didn't start at Fairvale. I went to Holy Family College.
Right.
My mother was a teacher there, and then I got expelled from school, and then I landed up at Fairvale. And then from Fairvale, I was there for like 3 years, and I was like, this is not working out. And then I dropped out of school.
Was it really a I've never been to Fairvale. Was it really a maternity ward there? Because that's what I heard.
Look, I know 2 girls who were in my class who fell pregnant over 3 years.
Yo.
But it wasn't. But this is the thing, because a lot of people make it seem like that's what it was. There were obviously kids doing crazy stuff, and then there were kids who wanted an education. You know what I mean? So I don't want to paint it like that. But there were 2 girls. And then there's also a boy who was 21 in grade 10. So it was a give and take.
In those days, your parents are like, you go to school, boy. Wake up tomorrow.
Brother, people with goatees in my class, dog. But I think because I went from a private school to a government school. Usually in life, you move the other way.
Other way around. Yeah.
I went backwards. But I think Fairvale taught me like life skills.
How was it for you though? Like coming into, did you get teased like a cheese boy, or what was it like?
Proper cheese boy. I didn't know that. People have one book. They have an exam pad. I came with the private school thing of like a file for every subject. Then I was like, no.
How come with your blazer as well?
Blazer, everything, dude. Blazer, everything. Then I was like, I have more books than my teacher. This is crazy. And then I had to explain to my mother that I'm still going to school, but they just don't require so much stationery. But Fairvale was one of the best experiences ever.
Yeah.
Because also, colored people, there's a natural comedian in all of us.
100%.
Like things, especially if you're going to Fairvale, things are so whack around you that you got to make this thing dope.
Yeah. And also, you build your confidence in the standings of your friends if you can tease the next person better. You know what I mean?
Teasing is survival, bruh.
Yeah.
It's survival. I remember once they teased the guy in class because both of his parents were still together. I was like, this is the wildest reason to be roasted. They made this kid feel so bad because his parents hadn't divorced. Imagine, bro. Imagine being teased because you come from a good family.
Oh, imagine that.
But it's like, those are the cool things. Like we made a situation that would depress a lot of people. Fun.
Yeah, fun.
Like school, there was hardships, but school was fun.
Yeah, and you would literally, like, you know, you have ciphers and stuff like that in certain schools. You would literally have teasing circles, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And whoever could tease the best was like the king of the school, you know. I remember there was one time we had I forgot this guy's name, but he was and you know, sometimes the way you looked.
You know his name, you're scared of him.
No, I don't. I forgot his name.
No, you're scared of him.
The way you looked.
I know you know his name.
The way he looked also.
You can still bump into this person in your life.
No, I think he's skipped out now. He's probably doing, I don't know.
See, you even know where he is. You still
can't. He left years ago. He left long time. But he was the king of teasing, bro. Stupid jokes. Like he said one time, your mother's so stupid when she jumps in the taxi. They asked her where you're going, she said backseat. You know, little things like where you going backseat. We're like, wow. When you're a kid, when you look back at it now, you're like, bro, that was so stupid. You know what I mean?
But it was fun. All of those things are like fun. Life was simple, bruh.
Life was simple, bruh.
Life, all you needed to do is have a roast back just to defend your stature, I guess.
And then what? So you finished school. Did you finish school?
No, I didn't finish school.
You didn't finish school.
I dropped out.
Guys, why do Fairvale people not finish school, bro? Because how many people we had on the show that didn't finish school?
Okay, here's a true story. We know a person who's a very good friend of our cousin who was told, who went, I didn't get to matric, but you know that thing people do where they go and at midnight, and then they go to the Daily News and they see their name in the paper.
Yes.
His name wasn't in the paper saying he passed matric. So he was like, okay, fuck it. I'm just try and get through life. Then like 4 years after that, found out he had passed. The paper just made a mistake. So for the he spent 4 years working at Cash Crusaders and he could have studied.
Shit.
So I think a lot of people just like, I don't trust the system.
Yeah. Fuck, bro, imagine.
Imagine, bro, not like 4 years is a degree.
You could have been, you could have had a, damn. And then what, was he still working at Cash Crusaders now?
I think he just was very comfortable there. He was working up there.
Fuck, I'm already all in. You know
have you been to Cash Crusaders before?
I have, and they sold me a bogus sound card, bro.
Oh, you went to buy things?
Yes.
You're doing well. I went to sell things. When I started comedy, I was so broke, bro. And these Cash Crusaders, they smell your desperation. When you walk, I sold my mother's pan. Because when I moved to Joburg, my mother just gave me a pan. She's like, get food, you can cook. It was, I don't know what pan it wasn't. It was
steel.
No, but it stuck. It wasn't a non-stick, it stuck. And then I watched that thing. I tried to make it look nice. I even did a thing, no joke. I knew I'm going to Cash Crusaders, so I was trying to make the pan look more new.
Yeah.
Then I rubbed it with Vaseline.
Blue seal.
But I rubbed it with Vaseline and I left it out in the sun to kind of dry and shimmer. And I came there. Now, if you walk into, because you know Cash Crusaders has 2 entrances. One where you're going to purchase, one where you're going to sell.
Yeah.
There's a small door for the back door. I went into that door. As soon as I walked in, the guy's like, there we go. I put the pan down and he just lifted the hand. I was like, 50 rand. Bruh, I tried to get him to 70, no budging. Walked out 50 rand straight to KFC, got a streetwise.
My experience was, well, actually, I told you I tried to go and sell something. They sold me up all this thing. No, go buy something, sorry. But then I had bought this Apple Watch, right? So I wanted to sell my other Fossil watches now. So I said, okay, I'm going to try Facebook Marketplace and everything. But nobody was budging because they just got too many things that they want. I took pictures. I showed them it's glowing in the dark, all that shit. Then the person's still like, can you do a video showing? I'm like, fuck, nigga, do you want the thing or you don't want the thing, right? So now I'm thinking about going to Cash Crusaders and, just selling it. But I know they're going to tell me like 50 rand or whatever. And I'll see them marketing up there for like 3,000 or something. So I don't know.
Yeah, you're not going to get your money.
Yeah. 100%.
I'll tell you that now. You're not going to get your money.
Yeah.
Show me the watch. Maybe I'll buy it.
I will. It's a limited edition too.
What color is it?
Full black.
Full black?
Yeah, full black and it's glow in the dark. Limited edition.
Glow in the dark?
100%.
What in your life needs you to tell you the time in the dark?
Hey,
these are things a Navy SEAL needs.
You never know.
It's like when people wear Timberlands in Durban, I'm like, where are you going? It's hot. What in your life? Timberlands are for cutting trees.
Yeah.
What in your life needs you to wear Timberland?
Okay, so after school, where did you find yourself landing up in comedy? What was it that got you there?
I always wanted to do comedy. Like from like 13, comedy was in my mind. And then like I could always make people around me laugh. I was a quiet kid, but in my circle, I could make people laugh. And then I took a detour because 8 Mile came out. Like I know you're a rapper, but I don't think kids understand how much of a movement 8 Mile was, bruh.
100%.
How old are you?
35.
Yeah, I'm 37. 8 Mile changed the game, bruh. Yeah. When that thing came out, ciphers, dude. Like the way of navigating school, even if you went to like parties, you'd see like ciphers happening. So I wanted to be a rapper for the longest time. But in my raps that I try to do, they'd always just be funny, naturally. And then I was also like rappers become softer now, but in the early 2000s, if you didn't kill anyone or go to jail,
yeah, you couldn't be a rapper.
You didn't have a career.
They try to tell Kanye he can't be a rapper because he didn't kill anyone.
Exactly. Like 50 Cent made it seem like, even Eminem, dude, Eminem made you want to hate your mother, dog. Like Eminem made it so cool.
If you think about it, that whole clique, first it was like, if you talk about Dr. Dre, NWA made you hate the police, then came Eminem made you hate your parents,
Dude,
then came
Eminem.
It's like, bruh.
So rap was the thing, and then comedy came back, and I was just like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And from then I've just been doing stand-up.
Who was your comedy idols, people you used to look up to? Not allowed to say Cat Williams, but yeah, who was your...
Yo, we watch a lot of Cat. Cat Williams' Pimp Chronicles is one of the best shows ever, dude. I think we watched that thing until it scratched. And it was that. So like Cragen knew, our cousin Brian knew, and I'd come with all the stand-up to our aunt's place and just make the guys watch Chappelle's show, whatever. But Richard Pryor was like the defining factor of like, okay, I can do this thing because his comedy was so real. And he also like inspired Chappelle, Cat Williams, all those dudes. So I think Richard Pryor was definitely the guy who made me go, okay, let's try it out. Yeah. So
were there any cats back then locally that were doing comedy that you would say, you know, this guy?
Not that I knew of. They knew I wanted to do comedy. My intermediate family, my cousins knew I wanted to do it. No one else. Because it's one of those things of like, there was no example of, I call it the pre-Trevor Noah phase, and then there's post-Trevor Noah phase. Like, it's very hard to dream of something if you don't see an example of that something.
But there was this, what was that thing Loyiso used to do?
But that still wasn't like, that was an inspiration, no doubt. There's Mark Lottering who was also doing the thing. But I guess also, you didn't see a lot of it. If you didn't have the newspaper, you didn't see what was happening. Very little stand-up on TV. So somebody would get a tape, pass it around. Then went with like, the thing would go, bruh. Cat Williams would go up and down Gardenia. Like, that's how it go. And then somebody would come in with a tape. Yes, Def Jam from 94.
Yeah.
You watch that
comedy,
thing.
everybody.
Somebody came in with Delirious, Eddie Murphy. Hey, let's watch this thing. So that's how we're like, the kids don't understand how now you can just go on YouTube and you can watch every tape of your favorite comic and you can see the journey. Back then, it was like a discovery thing, dude. Then you go and buy a DVD. The DVD, the region's only region 1. You don't realize South Africa's region 2. These kids don't know about regions. You know about regions, bro. On a DVD player, you buy a DVD and then you put it in and it says it's not the right region. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The region, it's money.
Back in those days.
So they were, Richard Pryor's the guy, and then there was some South African, but we just weren't exposed to a lot of it. And then a comedy club, I started doing theater at the Catalina Theater at Wilson's Wharf, and I was acting there, and the sound lady, Cherie, she told me, she was like, hey, there's these guys who do the shows here. They did stand-up. This is the guy's number. Call him. He does shows. You should do stand-up. You're very funny. And then I went to that show, performed. I think just Cherie came with me. Performed, doing well. They're like, come back next week. There's a competition. Craig and myself in our cousin's car. I think there were like 8 of us in a city golf. Go to the competition on Florida Road. There's now a ice cream parlor or something. Yeah, but it's like, I forget, but it's Florida Road opposite the KFC now.
Yeah.
Went and did stand up, won this competition. Still haven't gotten the prize money. One of those things. Won that, and then from there just started gigging, bruh. Just started working.
When was that? Back in 2000?
2008.
Wow.
August the 12th, 2008.
100%. Now, somebody asked me to ask you something. You know Andrew Hughes?
Yes, I know Andrew Hughes. Okay. Of course.
So that's my brother. That's Melissa's brother. But he said I must ask you. Maybe you and him know this, but I'm just going to ask you. Have you ever cried over a girl? I don't know if there's a story there or what, but have you ever cried
This
over
sounds like an Andrew Hughes question. Have I cried? I have cried over a girl. Yes, I have.
Does he know about it?
I don't know if he knows about it. I don't think he knows about it. I've known Andrew for maybe the past 10 years. Yeah. I don't think he knows about it. But it's one of those cries of like your first relationship vibes.
Yeah.
of like, if this is not gonna work out. The older you get, more like.
No, how was the first cry? Please tell me, is it like ooh, or like ooh?
It wasn't like I was catching a hiding. It wasn't her. It wasn't those. Yeah. I'll never cry like that for a girl. No. No, it was a cry. But you know, like how many times you look back at relationships like, yo, that thing was whack. I'm not crying because of the person. I'm crying because somebody hurt me.
I had that, bro. I don't cry, but funny enough, it was your cousin.
My cousin.
Yeah. That was my first, bro. My first.
She saw your ankles.
That was my first, bro. And I can't get into the details, but they were staying where that side, right? And what happened was she wanted to kiss my best friend. And my best friend told me, no, we're not saying her name. So my best friend came. I was sitting in the lounge. I said, we were at their house because they had a nice.
How old were you guys?
When was this?
Because I know you talk about this is a. Now is a 6-year-old.
Oh, come on.
She wasn't asking you your best friend.
No, I told you I met you in 2007, right?
Yes.
Like 2000. Actually, it was 2000 and it was before I went to America. Before or after?
Can you see what he just did there?
What?
When was that? I went to
No, it was before.
It was 2 weeks after I came back from America.
No, it's before. It was before. Because
where were you in America?
In Chicago. We were still talking during that time. During that period of time. He asked me when was it. Did you not hear him ask me when was it? So I'm trying to remember when.
Chi-Town.
Yes. So
haven't been.
We were there, but I didn't do anything fancy, bro. I was working at Six Flags. Stopping the ride, make the ride go, that kind of stuff.
I wasn't. Tell me about the time. Was it like or?
No, bro, I really loved it. That was my first love ever, No, I wasn't snotting tears, but I did a song about it. I Told You So. You know the song I Told You So? Yeah, I talk about it. Yeah. I'm like an Adele type rapper, Adele, Amy Winehouse, I don't want to say Ariana Grande, but Adele, Amy Winehouse.
There's no things at your concerts, just candles.
Yeah, but anyway,
do you do that thing before songs where I hate this when musicians tell us how they wrote the song?
No.
I was heartbroken.
No, because the song tells it all.
I was at Six Flags in Chicago.
The song tells it all. I don't need to explain it. So the song will just speak it all. But yeah, that's what happened to me. I didn't cry, but that girl really hurt me.
Yeah. Because we're having this conversation on the way here, where you go, life doesn't get easier. You just get stronger. And you just like, your first heartbreak, if no one can warn a person about heartbreak. That's the thing. Like I remember my mother trying to console me, and I was just like, what do you know, woman? She's been through a divorce. I was like, what do you... But it's just like you get stronger, or you just realize what to give energy to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like sometimes you just... I think I'm at the age now where I'm like, nothing bothers me as much as it did. Obviously, something can still bother me. But like you meet a person, like I've met you multiple times before. You're just a new version of what I've experienced. It's not. Let me get this straight. It's not that I've tuned off emotionally. I just feel like I'm learning how to deal with my emotions. Because obviously there's things that don't make you cry in life. That's life. But there's certain things where you're just like, I've been through this thing, and I know I'm gonna get out of this situation. I think that's what life is. So, but I know the thing about feeling like, hey, that girl, that dude, whatever relationship you're in, you're going, this is it. Like after, that feeling of like, hey, after this, it's game over. I'll never find love again.
Yeah.
Like, bruh, you are in matric. You'll be fine. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
You think like this is the one, bruh. After this, I'm celibate forever. I'm doing nothing else.
I remember once trying to convince my mother to let me go to a house party, And she's like, no. And then she was saying no for her reasons. But in my head, I was like, if I don't go to this house party, life is done for me. Everyone's going to know what happened. I wasn't there. And then you get older, you're like, these parties are the same thing every time, bruh.
Yeah.
No one, when last did you go to a club and you're like, I've never seen this before? When last did you go to anything and you're like, damn, I'm shook. This is like a first time life experience. Bruh, these things happen
100%.
over and over again. I think you just learn when to get emotionally involved in things. That's all.
Can I ask you this? When was the time that you knew, okay, yeah, I made it. Now, all this work that I've been trying to do as a comedian, I literally made it. And before that, was there a time where you were in a room with people, you're like, fuck, I feel a little bit starstruck, yeah. It's this person, it's this person.
I'd say Trevor, opening for Trevor, but I started opening for Trevor before he was worldwide. But we're still very tight, and I opened for him for like, I think 8-9 years. So I saw his star grow. But I think the first time had to be going on tour with Chappelle. Because that was like, we watched hours of Chappelle before I even did comedy. Now the fact that I can call him if I want to. It's like we're that full circle.
Look how he threw that in. Oh, you went to America? Watch your eye got him. Look how he just slid that.
This interview's going to end with a fight. Your puss. See you next week. Just us walking into the distance, swearing each other. No, but that was a big thing, because I was like, the person that made me want to do comedy in the first place is now saying, come and do comedy with me. That was like an eye-opener.
How did that come about?
So Chappelle was doing 2018. It was the big Global Citizens. Beyonce and Jay-Z were down. And then Chappelle was hosting that. Trevor was hosting that. Chappelle was coming down. And, Chappelle asked Trevor who should open for me in South Africa. And Trevor was like, use this guy. And since then, yeah. So I'll actually see him next week at Abu Dhabi Comedy Festival. Yeah, so that was just like a defining moment. But then at the same time, like you have defining moments in life, but it doesn't mean life becomes easy.
Yeah.
So like it's like you're on tour with Chappelle, hanging out, Oprah's there, Tyler Perry's there, and then next week you're in Wentworth.
Well, you're lucky, bro. You didn't end up on Epstein Island, but anyway.
Oh no, Epstein Island, no. I'm not in that bracket of money.
Whenever Oprah's in the room, you know you gotta be.
No. No, I'm not in that bracket of money yet. I shall save my molestations for later. I haven't met anyone. I met Pete Davidson. That was weird. Yeah.
Did you ask him how does he do it?
No, it was just like, I think at the time he was with Kim. So at the comedy club in New York, it was like Pete is a dope comedian, but he's not the comedian. But Kim made him more popular, I guess. So it was just.
No, I disagree.
In South Africa, who would you compare him to?
Pete Davidson.
Like, there's good comedians in South Africa. Who would you compare Pete Davidson with?
Or you like the style of comedy, I think.
Yeah, the same style.
I don't know. I don't think so. Because I don't think Pete Davidson's to me, Pete Davidson's stand-up isn't that funny. To me. I think he's dated a lot of people that have helped his career.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how does he do it? How does he do it?
I know this is not gonna get to Pete Davidson. You never know. Social media. That's the truth. I don't like comedically. I think as an actor, as a comedy actor, he's very funny. I think as a comedian, it's two different skills. Like Will Ferrell is the best comedic actor for me. But as a stand-up comedian, he's not there. He doesn't do it anyway. So I think there's different things, you know.
What do you think about Bernie Mac? Rest in peace.
Bernie Mac was dope, bruh. Bernie Mac was phenomenal. Bernie Mac was also a comedian who taught you patience. Bernie Mac only got onto Def Jam when he was 40 years old and died at 50. His career in the limelight was 10 years. But he was great. I think he also, similar to Cat Williams, Bernie Mac refused to play Hollywood's game. So he would have been bigger if he said yes to everything. You can see, like, there's people who play the game and there's people like, nah, I don't want to.
And then you had a... Are you okay, bro?
No, I stopped because of the topic. Are there gatekeepers in South Africa?
Of course, there's gatekeepers in everything, everywhere.
Yeah. How did you... There was a time when I used to watch Rhythm City, right?
Oh.
And I'm a big supporter of when our people do anything. And especially when they do it in their natural, like, I'm talking about Quincy Fun now.
Yes.
It all went on there. What is his name? Byron.
Yes.
I think. Or were you Byron?
I was Rocky.
You were Rocky, right? And I was so... Bro, I used to make sure I'm watching Rhythm City because that old day really, for me, he really displayed what it's like to be a colored O from here and that gangster shit. And then you were also there. And I won't lie, for a comedian, you killed that shit, bro.
Oh, thank you,
How
bro.
did you get on there?
They said come audition. I hate auditions, first of all, because auditions are like you're in front of people and you're pretty much being judged. That's what it is for an audition. And then I went and I did it, and because I've been to so many auditions, I just left. You do the thing and you go, hey, they probably won't pick me because you do 100, you can maybe get 2.
Yeah.
So I just carried on with my life, and then 2 weeks later they're like, come through. But what Quincy did, I've been a fan of Quincy from Big Idea. Big Idea are great. They open for Snoop.
You do,
like I don't
whatever you say, make sure you do.
Dude, I bought the album. I remember my sister bought the album for me. It's the most jazz fused hip hop. It's a classic album.
Shout out Quincy, Jet Winsford, all those. I was at this.
Dude, those guys were incredible. But what Quincy did, so South Africa knows colored people from just being Cape colored, or Afrikaans. There's a specific idea of what they think a colored person is. So when I got onto the show, Quincy has already established his character as a Durban colored gangster. I know we're still gangsters, but that's beside the point. let's just try and get a victory out of this thing. So Quincy had made the Durban slang and stuff dope. So it was good to join Quincy on the show because I could channel the Durban colored thing, and it was already established. Because we have slang words that aren't said anywhere else, bruh.
100%. I feel like now it's starting to pop off because I know you said you're not too much on TikTok, but there's this guy, Kelly's. He's doing this whole colored movement, and Cape Town love him, bro. He does this thing like, I'm a Durbanite. Of course I'm going to wear Chuck Taylor's PVD. You know that old Kelly's, bro. He and the comments there, they're always saying, hey, I love this Durban accent, the way we say things, because men in Cape Town is thin, but men, yeah, means I don't care, that kind of thing. But I wanted to ask you on the back of that, in your experience, because you've been all over, why do you think that's the case? Like Durban colored lingo hasn't, kicked off. Why do you think that's the case?
It has nothing to do with us. I think it has something to do with, and I don't want to go into it, but it's like apartheid things, divide and conquer. And who TV is in Johannesburg and Cape Town. So who are you using? Using Johannesburg and Cape Town colored people. And the way we are perceived and made to be. I had this thing where I went in for audition after I finished Rhythm City, and I'd just been a gangster. And I went in and they're like, you auditioning for this gangster role? I was like, no, I'm not. You have to do the stuff for the lawyer. And they're like, nah. But I was like, no, man. Like, in scripts, a lot of the scripts, they never write a colored person as a normal person.
Yeah.
Every colored person on TV has a hardship.
Yeah.
Either they're trying to get child support or they're robbing somebody. I'm like, guys, what happened to a basic fucking human being?
Yeah.
I can still, you know what I mean? So I think it's also the way we perceived as a race that makes it difficult. So it's understand, like, as an actor, you don't have money, you take jobs. I've taken jobs where I look back at it now and I'm like, hey, that was strictly for money.
Yeah.
But that's fine. But I'm just like, I think South Africa still needs to figure out how they see colored people. It's a thing, because when you travel, Joburg coloreds are not us. PE, Cape Town, but they're still good in their own right. They're still doing their own thing. But Durban colored is a totally different thing.
Completely.
And a big thing comes down to like Afrikaans and those, we don't mess with it at all.
Yeah. Because Joburg and Cape Town, they pretty much understand Afrikaans. Well, Cape Town is Afrikaans. Joburg, if you go to like, what's this place? This famous Joburg colored place, El Dorado Park and stuff, they speak, Afrikaans there fluently. But in Durban, bro.
Yeah, but you get to places like when you Free State, you don't even hear a black person speaking any like vernacular, like Afrikaans. That blew my mind when I went to Free State, because everyone is doing Afrikaans. And if you don't know Afrikaans, you're made to feel like you're being a fancy colored. It's like,
yeah, model
it's
C.
like, how am I being a fancy colored, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it all depends.
And what you think about Tyla's movement now, bro? What she's doing? Because she's from Joburg, apparently, but she sounds like a Durbanite, bro. What happened? What?
Tyler's dope. Tyler's dope. I think what Tyler's doing for any young South African with dreams is great. It's almost, she's almost reaching that like Trevor phenomenon. We'll see how long she can do it, because she's on a run right now, and I'm not taking away from Tyla. Because somebody's gonna watch us and be like, you saying hate to Tyla. I'm saying no. Tyla's a dope new thing. It's not easy, but being a dope new person is the beginning. Being a dope person over years, that's another test. So it's interesting what she does. She's still a young lady, mad talented, and also looks like a great person. She looks down to earth. But it's what she does after this, which is, that will define her. But I think the way she's dealing with it, I've seen her in press things. She's great. She's still South African. Nothing's changing. Yeah. So I think that's dope. I think it's also very cool to see her speak the way she speaks. Forget her music, just the way she holds down her accent. Bruh, like South Africans change accents so quickly.
Bro. Very, very quickly. And people are talking about Trevor Noah when he moved overseas. They said that he lost touch with South African culture because everything became about Donald Trump and American culture. They said he became like Elon Musk a little bit. You're born here, but you pretty much don't care about South Africa.
South Africans must relax, bro. Genuinely must relax, dog. I don't think you have any say on anyone's career or being if you aren't involved in it.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is. And yes, Trevor's my friend, but you don't know how it is there. You're dealing with an American show. We're going to talk about Jacob Zuma. They don't know Jacob Zuma. These guys still get confused with Morgan Freeman and Mandela. Like, how are you going to talk about Jacob Zuma? It's like South Africans. You know the problem with South Africans? We have a thing of we don't support, and Durban's one like that. Durban can do this to entertainers. We don't support. Durban is notorious around the world of humbling artists. Robbie Williams had the biggest sold-out tour, and the only city that said, no, we good, was Durban.
Yeah.
The rest of the world, he sold out the world, bruh.
Yeah.
Not a Beyonce world tour. The world.
Yeah.
He went Asia, America, everywhere. Durban were like, no, you'll come back. You'll come back.
Even Mac G and them, they had it by Sabia Casino. They didn't sell it out.
Dude. Bro, but that's Durban's persona. Durban's vibe is also South African's vibe many times, where it's like, do everything, make it grind. Remember, Trevor Noah left as being the biggest comic in probably half of the world, and then went and started in America. He threw away everything, not threw away, but started again, and then made it. Like, that guy did other things, and then for people to be like, but you're not making us happy. It's like, as an artist, you're not going to make everyone happy. And you're not. So it's like, guys, we all have our personal dreams. I can't let you come into play in how I'm going to try and focus on my life. And also, at the end of the day, Trevor makes it good for every South African, because South Africans are known for struggle heroes. They know Mandela, Steve Biko, all those things. Trevor, now when I go to New York and I say I'm a comedian, it's not like, from Africa, what? They're like, oh, we've seen, you guys are funny.
Yeah.
That's why Trevor's foundation is helping Tyla. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we got a comedian who's hosting Grammys 3 years in a row. Of course we can have a South African win a Grammy. You know what I mean? It's those kind of things that all, just relax. Like, not everyone has to be your spokesperson. And because we don't have so many comedians or South Africans that are doing well in the world, we hate people that are South African and don't live out your South African truth. Elon Musk is probably making a white South African in Pretoria happy. We might say, fuck Elon. But there's a South African out there be like, that's my guy. That's my guy. You know what I mean?
Mid-ace.
Yes, but not everyone's going to be your guy. Some people like the game.
No, you're gonna let me swallow fast.
You know what I'm saying? But I think it's, as an artist, I think if everyone likes you, you're probably not being yourself.
100%. That's why nobody likes Kanye West.
Well, Kanye is a different conversation. I think as an artist, people want him to be more of an artist. I think it's the thing Kanye says out of the studio. That's the problem. Inside the studio, Kanye has always made us happy.
Yeah. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for staying with us and watching till the end. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure that you do subscribe. And blessings on blessings. Thank you to Robby for being with us. It was an amazing episode.
Thank you, my brother.
As always. Thank you to Leroy for hosting us. Thank you to Craig. And thank you to everybody. Until next time, you know the vibes. Peace, love, joy, like a river, mountain, fountain. I'm out.